This week's Voice Party is brought to you by IOPvideo.com. We're all stuck inside and content is king right now. So if you want to create some content, have some video shot, advertise your small business, start a podcast, whatever, check out IOPvideo.com. We do it all and we will do it all for you. IOPvideo.com. We make things look pretty.
Out of nowhere, like the maternity clock hit me, and Big Mac, and I ate Big Macs for like 2 months straight, and I couldn't help more Big Macs. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Sneaking out of the house to eat Big Macs.
It's going good. Is everybody here? Is Martin still here?
Yeah.
And you're still here, JD?
Well, right here, boy.
All right, cool. So I downloaded a call recording app on the phone, and I was just telling Martin that, like, I've had it on my phone for about a week now and didn't realize that it just automatically records all my phone calls. So I went through the app, and I had, like, 30 recordings already. I'm like, what the hell is all this? And there's all these phone calls from, like, Teresa and my buddy and my boss and everything, and I was like, oh, this is powerful. Oh, I loved it. So... But how's everybody been doing?
You know. I'll live up. Well, I can tell you right now that I am really, really excited and energetic, mostly because I had made myself some instant coffee before this call this morning, and this is the first caffeine I've had since quarantine started.
Oh, shit.
And the thing about it, and the reason why I had the coffee was because last night, Grandma, we figured out how to do it. I think I told you guys we have these, like, shell casings on the doorknobs so she can't go in the kitchen and, like, overheat it. Because, sometimes Alzheimer's patients, they will eat so much they make themselves sick because they don't remember that they eat. Like, kind of like a goldfish, right? Mm-hmm. So we've managed to stop that. But every now and then, Grandma gets awake and starts running around and loud she can and praising Jesus at like 2 a.m. in the morning. And for the life of me, I could not sleep. I think she went to bed sometime around 4, and then I had to get up at like 9 o'clock to cook her breakfast. So I was just totally zonked earlier today. Like I couldn't. It's one of those days that I wanted to sleep and I couldn't sleep, and I was tired. And I was like, I'm gonna do some shit to do this podcast. And I was like, oh wait, I'm just gonna make myself some coffee with chocolate milk, and then I had 1 cup with 2 spoonfuls of extra coffee, and then I had another cup with 1 spoonful, and now I am wired as hell. Let's do this.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Voice Party, everybody. We're broadcasting from an undisclosed location, evidently. How's everybody been enjoying their Corona vacations?
I will, JD, do you want to, I just got done giving a spiel. Do you want to say how you've been living life?
JD?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
My bad. I am completely opposite of what you do. I actually went for a little hike earlier. After I was done with the hike, I took a couple of hits of some free medicine. So I'm a little high right now. I'm here. I'm good.
It's okay.
I had a downer and I had a high walking. You can hike and I haven't felt like this in a long time.
I mean, I haven't had a vacation in a long time, so I'm living my best life right now. Like you guys, you guys don't understand. Like, me and my girl, we're staying with our friends out in Brentwood right now, and so we've just been we've just been like relaxing for the past, 2-3 weeks, however long it's been. I got to beat the 2 Arkham games I never got a chance to play. I'm up to issue 25 on Spawn. Overkill just came back, so it's been good times in Spawn right now. I've been teaching myself Blender, which is like a 3D animation visual effects software. I've been teaching myself Blender. I mean, I'm just living my best life. Living my best life.
You're being safe, right? You're being safe still, right? I hope so.
I mean...
Hell no.
I mean...
Still over there hiking into the bowling alley. Because here's the thing, like, I still go to the store. I still fucking, I work till 11 right now after I do my little walk at 11. And, I was the only one there, but, I have been myself straight. I sprayed the shoes before walking in, and, I washed my hands hella thoroughly as soon as I fucking get done. Luckily, all the stores have that shoe now. I don't know if you noticed all the stores have that little window.
Oh, the little plexiglass? Yeah.
Plexiglass? Yeah, so, that's cool, but, even though I was there, I wasn't doing the shoe thing, like, I wasn't getting that careful before, I wasn't trying to, but, like, before, when I was one of the, like, for example, I went to, Saturday, Friday. Usually, when I go to McDonald's, as soon as I get my food in the car, I start using fries. By the time I get home, I put fries. And now, like, before I dig into the bag, like, I come home, table, and then I wash my hands, and I change my clothes, and then I
See, I'm not really doing any of that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, not much has changed, other than I got a big thing of gummy vitamins, so that way, like, everyone's like, "Oh, look, you're taking vitamins. You're building up your immune system. That's great." Really, I just wanted to eat gummy bears for breakfast, so it's a win-win.
Fucking you know what? You know what I will. Hold on. Are you cutting back on the fucking frosties?
You know what's messed up? I went to Wendy's the other day. They wouldn't even... They literally opened the window and had this dirty-ass plastic bucket that they, like, held out for me to, like, drop my card in. And then they, like, dropped my food in the dirty-ass bucket and handed me the bucket for me to reach my food. Like, they wouldn't even touch my hands. This is crazy.
Real quick, that's what, huh?
I know Gasper's not on because I don't have his telephone number. Okay, yeah, Adam, I don't have his telephone number.
Yeah.
And we're doing this over cellular because I think that's going to be a cleaner connection than trying to do it over Facebook.
Agreed. I agree 100%. Well, anyway. But
yeah. I mean, we need a guest, so let's bring Gasper on.
Gasper's on.
Gasper's back?
Hey.
This guy's back. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
He has risen. It truly is Easter season.
Anybody seen that meme that says, everything's all bad, and the Pope cancels Easter and goes, you know what? I've been said this year.
See, that's the thing. Like, everybody's freaking out right now, but it is like a golden age for memes.
It is. I mean, it actually is good. Remember the Joe Biden memes? I love those.
Yeah. I mean, we still have Joe Biden memes because he's still trying to run for president.
Yeah, but there was just something special when they first came out. Stuff like Obama hanging the medal around, freedom around his neck, and Joe Biden going, does this mean I'm an Avenger now? And then Obama's just like, sure, Joe.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, I mean, the listeners don't know, but the Voice Party chat has been lit. Just meme after meme after meme. There's been some good shit up in there.
It's been like one of the funniest, I'm not gonna lie, like some of the memes that are coming out of this year that is so great, and it's like one of the things that just use just whatever, like, I mean, the routines don't know how to fucking walk right now. To be honest, I've been unemployed for fucking 2 years, so like, oh, this is easier for me.
Yeah. So Gasper, we've been talking about how we've been spending our Corona vacation. How are you spending your Corona vacation? Are you living your best life? Because I'm living my best life right now.
Well, the thing is that I've actually been unemployed my whole life. I've had jobs.
Right. No, it would be surprising if you had a job.
You feel normal now, huh? When what's that? You feel normal now. You just well, the thing is that I didn't realize how much I needed sometimes I do go out. Because for the most part, like, so, you know, I was coaching my teams, and I play about once a week, but then I'll go to the gym a couple times a week. But for the most part, it felt like I spent a lot of time home. And I didn't realize how much I did need that once or twice a week that I went out. So, yeah, what are we in week 3, week 4 of the lockdown?
Something like that. I've lost track because I'm just having so much fun.
Yeah, I think we're somewhere like 3 weeks and a half. But
okay.
I about 2 weeks in, a little bit less than 2 weeks in, I realized how much I needed that stuff, and I was going a little bit crazy. So I've been like, you know, I can't go to the gym. There's no soccer, nobody's gathering. So I found a little spot in my backyard to like just kick the ball around, and we were gonna throw out this bar, this exercise bar. So it's still there, and I'm using it, and it's like I'm doing these exercises that I haven't done since I was like 13. And so like chin-ups, I think that's what it's called. You can do chin-ups. I can't do a single fucking chin-up. I think I got to 15 when I was 15 years old. But I can hold my, anyways, yeah, I'm doing what I can. I was going to jog a little bit, but it's been raining. I haven't been there in a few days. I'm not inspired to write at all, and I'm just beating myself up over it, because, you know, it's the season of no excuses. That whole "I'm too busy" doesn't work anymore. Because no excuses now, because everybody's got free time now. You know what I thought about yesterday? Because that's been my whole thing, right? I went to school for cinema. I want to make movies, and I'm like, I haven't done anything. I'm almost 35. But then I was thinking yesterday or the day before, I was like, if I die, you know, which one? Right. Well, no, there have been plenty of people that did die that are, you know, in my situation. Anyways, would I have a lot of regrets? And I was like, me not making any movies wouldn't really be a regret. It would have been nice to you know, leave at least 1 or 2 movies behind. But if I'm on my deathbed, like, I'm not going to be thinking about, damn, I could have made a movie. Like, really, the only thing I'm thinking about is that I'm leaving my kids behind. And so that actually gives me a little bit of comfort. And so, yeah, I'm not going to rush it.
Okay. I mean, you'll always have the zombie music video.
Yeah, well, that's what I'll remember. Is that what gets the feel of not being in the voice party at least? Is that what gets people to the feel? You know what? Fuck the podcast. If I die, I'm gonna leave my kid. That's all that matters. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I'm just kidding. You know what? I know what you mean. But I've been lifting weights here and there. That's one of the things I've been doing. I heard my community. When this first started, I was like, dude, I'm like, I got even now. Like, I can't go out anyway to work out. Damn, yeah. You can't push yourself too hard. Yeah, I do it. I really live too hard, bro. I couldn't walk. The days were there that I walked down the river. But before that, like all week, I've been just kind of like doing weights, like light workouts or something else. Funny because it feels like fucking weights and eating fucking salad and without ramen, like prison dude. But doing anything like writing, like this stuff to me, man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just haven't been able to finish anything. How are you guys? like, I mean, I started on one thing and then I just put it down, and I think I'm not having a routine even more now, because before I, when people go out to, but I don't even, aside from that, like, the pain, aside from that, I was made to walk, so it was really hard for me to walk for a couple of days. And then just being stuck at home, something about being cold, you have to stay home, kind of fuckery. Like, I miss bars,
Yeah.
I miss, like, I don't know, every time I go to the store and then someone gets near me, I kind of mug them, like, the fuck away from me, But, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, I totally do. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you must get the fuck away from me. Like, that's what I get whenever I'm at a store, dude. When I was walking, I went to a small store to do a couple of laps, and this lady, it was pretty, I was walking, and she walked near me, and I see her, it's dark, she has her light on, her talk, and then she gets near me, it was, I mean, it's kind of how I am too, but just the fact that she yelled that out, kind of like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go cough on this bitch.
The first few days that we were on lockdown, I went to the park. I took my dad and my kid, and this lady was like there, and I'm like, okay, well, I hope we don't starve her, because everything's empty, and so it's just this white lady, and there's like two Mexicans that are about to go. I hope she doesn't get scared. Anyways, we went to a different part of the park. She was like with her grandkid, and her grandkid like starts towards us, and I'm like, come get your kid, like, you don't know that we don't have anything, like, and we don't know you don't have anything. Anyways, this fucking lady comes all the, huh?
No, it just sounds kind of dark. You're saying like, it's the truth.
So this lady comes over and she starts chatting my dad up, and like she won't stop, and she won't, and they're just chatting, and I don't want to be like a cockblock, but I thought it was funny because it's like, fucking lady isn't really thinking about her health. Granted, it was like early into the whole shelter in place thing, but
really thinking, at the time. It's kind of like, I don't know, it seems like the boy cried wolf kind of a thing going on with it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, but you told me, I didn't know about how big, I mean, it is, I was talking about, what is what you say? Well, you brought up something that I didn't know about it. You remember our call? Oh, yeah, definitely. About how, like, you can't, I knew cases like airborne, but I didn't know that the system may not kick in when you're already there's most with like flu. I didn't want to go in on the scientific tip just yet. I also wanted to talk about how things changed for me before I went into this. But just to bounce off what you were saying, the flu, when you get infected with the flu, you're not contagious right away. You know what I mean? You don't become contagious until symptoms present themselves. The tricky thing with the coronavirus, first of all, I should probably stop calling it corona. COVID-19 specifically. And the reason why this is an important distinction is because there are a ton of different coronavirus out there. Like, the common cold is a form of coronavirus. COVID-19 is a specific designation for this particular one that behaves in the way that it's behaving. Let me get that out of the way. But with COVID-19, you can be infectious long before symptoms display themselves. And they call it asymptomatic. So it's like, I feel fine, I'm good, and then you're passing the virus on to several more people, unbeknownst to yourself. And a lot of people bring up just like with the flu, it's primarily going after the elderly. But in Italy, majority of the folks they had in intensive care were people in their 40s and below. Like, there was a teenager who had passed away a few weeks ago from COVID-19. You know what I mean? Like, the thing about this virus in particular, or any virus, is every virus has the opportunity to mutate. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you... every year, dude. Yeah, I know. And the scariest thing about this is that, A, we're just learning how it behaves. B, it's spreading so fast. It's three things, really. And C, there's no vaccine for it yet. So the smart thing to me, because, you know, I was talking about mutation, have you ever noticed how, like, someone has a cold, and then they pass that cold on to you? Your symptoms may be entirely different. That's when the virus has mutated. So as strong as this virus can get, the way it affects the lungs, just imagine, like right now, you know, it's hitting elderly people in their 40 and below, and right now it's currently not. It's not killing children. I think I've heard of, like, recently one child has passed away from it, but for the most part it's not killing people who are 12 and under. But that sucker can mutate and actually evolve and get worse. So the idea is, like, okay, if we keep the social distancing going on, because they realize that even talking to someone with it, because normally what happens when you catch a cold, right, or a flu, someone sneezes, right? You sneeze is terrible. You walk into it, little modules, you bring it in, you squeeze. And normally you don't get affected by, like, the larger modules, like, you know, how people spit when they talk and things like that. But now they're saying with this virus, you can't. That's why the 6 feet thing is so important. I'm like, well, the last thing we want is for this stuff to mutate and get worse as it's hopping from person to person, which the virus do. But, you know, a lot of them do, before we can start to figure out a vaccine to fight this. We don't know what we don't know, you know, how worse it could get. And symptoms that they describe for people who have died, feeling like you're drowning, not being able to get a single breath out. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about not what my life has been. Huh? Oh, sorry. Not being able to do it. Not being able to breathe. Like, they're describing the symptoms as, like, you feel like you're drowning. You know what I mean?
I know you're going to get more to the scientific part later, you said, but there's one thing I just wanted to add on to what you said, because I heard a scientist say that it's like some contagious pneumonia. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
People that are stronger than the it's more like a contagious pneumonia. Because I guess pneumonia isn't contagious, but this way, this is causing so that it's not contagious pneumonia. I'm going to do a research on this, but I have a this podcast that's been done.
What is it?
It's the full moon tonight, dude. I'm outside. The full moon tonight.
A super moon, right?
Yeah. I was walking in this group, and it was like light. It was so bright out. And I was walking in the moon. It's the full moon tonight. I don't know how you guys feel about that. The lift?
Yeah, I just, you know, moons. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with moons.
All right.
No, it's all good. It's
what
all
are you
good.
guys watching? Like, what do you, like, here's the thing. I watch the news enough to just kind of, like, you know, like, keep my head out, like, you know, people, like, in a fucking military thing. I was still shooting at it. I'm going to go back and look over my head, like, I've been watching the news, and I keep saying that the what's going on with the news, and I stay away from it.
Yeah.
I was watching the news way too much, and it was making me great.
Yeah. Like, so I haven't really been watching the news. You know, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, playing a lot of PlayStation, reading a lot of comic books. You know, just I think that's for the best. You know, I think that's just for the best. But
Right, the news can be depressing.
Yeah.
I think I lost Jeff. Are you back?
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so hold on. I have a question. So, well, you said you want to get into scientific later today or later in a different, because we are recording today, right?
Yeah, we are recording right now. I was saying, like, you know, JD and I had talked about the possibility of what we could do. And I said, wouldn't it be great? Because JD, there are two people that JD knows. There's one person who has survived having COVID-19. And it was like, tough, dry cough, and for like 14 days, and out of it, right?
He's older too, man. He's older, bro. I'm trying to get a hold of him. But yeah.
And then like, JD, you also said you had a friend who was a doctor. So I was like, all right, well, those are two Cafe episodes we could probably engineer, right there. You know what I'm saying? And I also said, then wouldn't it be cool if we had an episode where we talked about like things that people are doing during quarantine. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are using stuff like Zoom to have conference meetings or kind of quote unquote hang out. And there's some people that don't even know how to use that software. We could actually be pretty useful and instrumental in getting the word out on things.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so that was one of my other episodes, like 3 episodes right there. You know what I'm saying? But like what I meant was
one thing I'm very passionate about too, and how what I use the Facebook, the voice party Instagram for is, really affecting. I mean, whether you're in danger or not. The truth is, like, I always like 10 million jobs, like all in one day or one away.
Yeah.
Or small businesses, local small businesses. What am I? A lot of like local bars, local restaurants. I know some bars. This is going to be. There's going to be, some bars is still open to the back door, the front.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but they're letting their usual, because people need to drink. Even when prohibition happened, like motherfuckers need to drink. There's alcohol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think some bars, I know some bars in the area I've heard and I've seen, they let people in the back door, and they're still, business as usual with the lights off in the front. And the local business, like Costco's probably killing it right now. All those
Costco's killing it, Amazon's killing it, Walmart's killing it.
Yeah, and
businesses, it's affecting them like hardcore, dude. Like I have a friend who's a restaurant. He owns a restaurant in this shit. It's hard. The only way he's surviving now is the Grubhub.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Joaquin?
I was gonna say, it's funny. It's real funny, like all the essential workers. Now, the people that work in the hospital are already paid really well. You know what I mean? So I don't really have to say much about them. But like all the people who are like shipping the supplies, the truckers, I guess they make fairly. Actually, no, my friend was a trucker, and he was telling me like when you subtract like the money you spend on food and the money you spend on gas, you actually kind of have to. That comes out of here. So whatever trucking company he was working for, I think he said it came out of his pay. He was like, I'm actually kind of making a minimum wage. Honestly, I was like, wow, that's good. I thought you guys are making. But the thing is, a lot of these people, truckers, grocery store clerks, the people that work at the Walgreens and sell you the medicine, people that, even the McDonald's workers that are providing food for people that are still working through these conditions, these same people were saying, give us living wages, we're kind of important, and then everyone else was like, nah, man, the executives or whatever. Where are the executives now? And I'm not talking about the small moms and pops. I'm talking about like, like whoever is head of nice, what are you doing? You're not doing anything that's vital. You're just providing stuff that's nice. Yeah. Why should we pay you more than? Yeah. So my thing is I think this proves the point that that has been bubbling under the surface for a long time. It's like maybe we need to take a second look at these people because when everything was shut down, it was decided that these were the jobs that were the most important that we could not do without. So I'm like, I hope that after this is all said and done, there are no arguments about giving everybody a living wage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like one of the memes I don't know if I shared it in the chat, but I saw one meme where somebody was just like, boy, my essential paycheck sure looks an awful lot like my regular ass paycheck.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I also wanted to check in because everybody was checking in on like what has changed for them. I wanted to throw in a little bit before we move too far ahead. To talk about like what my life has been like too during the COVID-19 situation.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, that I will start off by saying this. Almost everything they're talking about, like a quarter of that has been my life since I moved out here in 8th grade. Like when I moved, so when I came out here, you know, my grandparents, the grandmother that raised me on my father's side, you know, she passed away, and so my mother wanted me to come out and live with her and her parents. So 8th grade, I moved in. My grandfather was a microbiologist. He was a Berkeley researcher. He worked over at Berkeley.
Where do you live with now?
Yeah, that's who I stay with now. You know, I helped him out and what have you. Yeah, he was a microbiologist before he retired. And well, you know, funny story about him is he had started out as a medic in the military, and that's how he got his money. His you know, you get the GI Bill, and he served in between World War II and the Korean War. So he served during peacetime, but he still qualified for that scholarship. So he was able to go into I can't remember which college he went to. You know, it was San Francisco University. He went to SF University and graduated from there. And I think he got his master's, or he was hired as a Berkeley lab researcher, you know, for microbiology. But anyway, I digress. But because of this background, right, my grandmother, who worked as a preschool teacher, she, you know, definitely listened to my grandfather's discussions about his work, and I'm pretty sure a lot of lives do. And I think she took this to heart, because when I moved in, the rules were very like, okay, when you come in, after going outside, wash your hands. And, you know, like most of us will wash our hands before I eat, right? So that goes beyond saying. But it was something like, if I'm at the table and I'm laughing, Grandma will, let's say there's like, we have a platter of vegetables in the middle of the table we're all scooping from. She will move her plate and that center platter away because I'm laughing about a joke Grandpa just made, or I'm laughing about something that happened during my day, because she was that concerned about germ spreading. So I'm just kind of like, you know, and it's crazy, because now that my grandmother's going through what she's going through, she's no longer that way. She is the least concerned about, you know, about that sort of hygiene. It's sad, but it's like, that has prepared me for this. I'm like, oh, wash your hands when you first come in? That's Tuesday. You understand?
Yeah, and then they watch, and that, I mean, it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm like, I've been training this for like 10, 20 years. Let's go. But more importantly, what I will say about what some of the changes are like, I spent so much time, you know, working around the clock. You know what I mean? Whether it's Boston Minifield, whether it's Voice Party, whether it's, you know, my 2 jobs that I had during the week. I hadn't, in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, spent as much time, like, with my grandparents as I had in previous. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But this COVID-19 quarantine situation, I'll share something with the podcast, and I think I've shared it before in a previous episode. My grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And, you know, last year it wasn't too bad. It was sort of like, you know, if Grandma was capable of managing to forget some things, and she was taking medication for it. And then this year things got rocky. And they're progressively getting rocky. But you know what? I've been reading up on it, and there are things I learned, like sugar actually makes the condition, a lot of doctors make the condition worse. So since I've been home, like, I feel like Grandma declined right when the quarantine hit, and it made us all realize, like, okay, like, there's more care that needs to happen. You know what I mean? Because I've been cooking breakfast for all of us every morning. Good. Making scrambles or boiling eggs, you know, getting preheated bacon, or I can fry bacon. The only thing I can't do is pancakes. I'm working on that. And then, like, they have Meals on Wheels, so their dinner is pretty much Meals on Wheels at first is only giving a break. They're giving them, like, 6 days worth of meals, and it comes off something like 5 days, on Friday. But then and then we would just order out on weekends. This is the way it had been. But now, because of this COVID thing, they're giving the seniors 7 meals a piece on Monday. So it's like you get a full week's worth of meals. But I heat that up for them. I make their coffee, their tea, whatever it is they need. But the thing about it is, it's like, okay, I started actively cutting grandma's sugar intake. Like, and the way that we did that, aside from putting the magical doorknob shelves to make sure she can't get into the kitchen and just like drink an entire gallon of chocolate milk at her leisure, is I'm the one serving the drinks. So I give her water. I give her water first thing. So she'll come in and she'll say, I want a drink. I want a drink of soap. I'm like, you can't drink soap, Grandma. And I know that's not what she means. But she'll go, the other stuff, and then she'll chocolate milk, right? Or orange juice. And I'll be like, all right, Grandma, you can have that as soon as you drink some water first. And I noticed that she hits the water, she's less likely to drink orange juice. It's been like that for a couple of weeks, and I noticed a change in her behavior. She is now able to communicate that she needs help with specific things. Now understands that certain things need to be done. Like for a while, she had stopped washing her hands. And now she not only remembers that she needs to wash her hands, and then she got to the point where she's like, okay, all right, I know I need to wash my hands, but I need help. So I was going in with her and saying, all right, Grandma, you're going to walk 2 spaces in front. Now you're going to turn. No, turn the other way. Good. Now you're going to walk 4 or 5 spaces that way. Okay, and sometimes, and she'll count out the steps. And some days are different. Sometimes she'll be senior steps. Sometimes instead of stepping forward, she will march and count out. Because, it's a condition, and I'll have to switch up and say, all right, move forward. Now move a little more forward. My grandpa was having trouble with this because he would just be like, honey, go into the bathroom, please. And I'm like, your instructions that you brought, you gotta, and this comes, I think, from my experience working with children. You gotta break it down, because she's not. And so, now she's back to washing her hands on her own. All I have to do is ask her, did you wash your hands? And she'll be like, no. And then she'll go and she'll wash her hands. And I think that's because we cut out so much of the sugar. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's been a battle because Grandma will throw a fit. I never get to have what I want. Yes, you do. You've had a glass of chocolate milk every day this week. And just because we're empty doesn't mean you're not going to get chocolate. I never have chocolate. You don't remember, but you've had some every. Please, Grandma, drink some water. And it is hard to tell her no. You know what I mean? Because she looks so unhappy sometimes. You know what I mean? But I got to remember that the unhappiness is fleeting. She's not going to remember being mad or upset. And it's just all about trying to keep her at a steady momentum, you know what I mean? And I built a routine with her because my mornings, I get up, I make the breakfast in the morning, get her hands washed, they come in, they always make sure their food is ready first, partially out of respect, but also partially out of tact, because if Grandma doesn't have something right in front of her, she'll get up and start wandering around the kitchen, taking random stuff out and looking for something. I'm looking for a piece of cake. Don't have it. I'm looking for, talking about router chocolate. She's looking in the cabinet looking for milk, and I'm like, this. So if she's got food in front of her right when she comes in, which is another tidbit that I learned from working with kids, is always if you want your classroom manager to work out, you got to keep them active. You got to keep them idle for the devil's playground. So after they're served, then I work on my food is a little different. I eat boiled eggs and a grapefruit, you know what I mean? Because I'm not getting to work out so much, so I have to cut a lot of calories out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, 3 boiled eggs, grapefruit, some hummus, I'm good. Maybe a little meat, maybe a couple pieces of bacon. Fine. my grandparents, you know, they get the scramble with the ham and the butter, and I cook it up for them, but essentially after we're done eating,
You're not working out at all right now, huh? You're not.
No. The only workout I get is when I walk to the store to go pick up groceries and come back. And then there's a little corner store that's not too far from my house. You sell all the basics.
You start going to Evans for now.
Yeah, I start going to Evans for now. But you know what? What I'm gonna start doing is jogging up and down that hill early in the morning.
Right?
You know what? I was just gonna get to that. So right after the meal is done, I'm washing everyone's dishes except for Grandma. Grandma, as I mentioned earlier, they kind of forget that they have food already. So Grandma I'll get her some crackers to snack on. But when I do that, I'll put it on a paper towel and then plate and wash it. So that by the time she's done eating the snack, I'm like, all right, this is because I read that, hey, this is good. This is with Alzheimer's. Encouraging them to save on some of the food. So, and also the third thing is to get out of the kitchen so that she's not tempted to go around and spill orange juice on the floor as she had been doing previously, because you never know when she's going to have like an episode. So far, since we got her on the regimen, she's been better about that, but I don't believe in taking chances. So, I get her out of the kitchen, and then I close the door behind her, and I go down the hall, I grab my Bible, I grab her Bible, I give her, she lost her glasses, she replaces everything, like the whole house is like a tornado because she's constantly moving things around, you know what I'm saying? But I give her a magnifying glass that I keep in a secure place so she can't misplace that. And then we read the Bible together, and she struggles a bit word by word, but I notice her getting a little bit better every day, and we'll spend maybe 2 hours doing that. And then after that, she's usually ready to take a nap. By the time she's ready to take a nap, I'm usually doing something like, all right, I gotta go and water the ice. Okay, I gotta go and clean up the gutter. All right, I've gotta go and do the laundry. Okay, I gotta go and sweep up in the kitchen because I didn't do that yet. Okay, I gotta go. There's always something, I gotta go and clean up my grandparents' bathroom because my grandmother sometimes misses the toilet. And, it's not her fault. So I'll spend my time doing that. And by the end of everything, all I want to do is decompress and relax a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm sitting at 4 or 5 o'clock. So this kind of gets a lot more time. Because I can talk about this a lot of times we talk on the phone. When you see your family member going through something like that, it kind of definitely in your brain. Yeah, and I will say this much. This is going to sound like a strange thing, but I miss my grandmother. Because, and, even though it's weird because with that disease, it's you see them every day, but then again, you don't. Because, the behavior is so different and the mindset is so different depending on moment to moment. Sometimes, I know. Yeah. Sometimes she's there and you can tell she's fully herself, and sometimes she's talking to someone who isn't even in front of her. Sometimes she walked with me the other day and she leaned on me and she said kind of coyly, "Don't tell everybody that I'm in the room over there, okay? I don't want everybody to know. All right, don't go telling folks." And then she snuck off into the dining room, and I'm like, who am I going to tell? Grandpa? She's not thinking clearly. And she sort of, it sounded like a teenager was telling a peer not to, or a brother or a sister, not to go tell, you know what I mean? It was just a total personality shift at that moment. So it's hard, it is hard. Yeah. But ultimately,
the reason I bring it up is because I think I told you about my brother. So the thing with me, it's weird that this all happened during this because, he had an incident when he lost his leg, and he was in the hospital about a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, and he's staying with me for CMA. she goes back and forth to this place that she's the physical therapy happens here, and it's I don't know, it's really weird being like the most intuitive person in my family. She has to use a walker to get around, and the other day he fell at home. I take him home for the weekend so he can spend time, at his place and hang out. But it seems like my brother with missing a leg. It's been weird, and it kind of like I don't know. I'm still not used to it. You know what I'm saying? So, Jesus. I meant to ask you guys, like, have you? I know you had some guests lined up. I tried to start to see. Are you guys all there?
Yeah, I'm
still here, but Gaspar left a message. Is Gaspar back?
Oh no, that was earlier.
Okay,
that was earlier.
Cool. I got on because I know I see a lot of comedian friends of mine are doing going live and doing joke sessions or just having talks with other comedians. And that's why I decided last week to do that going live on the podcast page. And I was talked to a couple of people who were on. One of the things that, the first, I haven't really gone out, other than go to the shopping or whatever, the hospital for my brother. One of the days that I realized how serious it was the death of my brother. I went to go pick him up at, John Muir. And on the entrance, there's usually just one skinny guy who looks like he's probably playing whatever, the Angry Birds, whatever, Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. It's like, you're hungry? I'm full, feeling like that. It's $6. And they always pick them up because they weren't allowing any visitors at all. So for a whole week, I wasn't able to visit them until the day I was able to pick them up. I picked them up. But that day when I went to John Muir, there was a shitload of security at the front door. There was 4 or 5 security people at the front door. And they asked you before you even got into the bed, they have the bed shot down, and they asked you if you traveled in the last, whatever, 10 weeks. It's crazy because I know airline tickets keep cheaper.
They're stupid cheap. I'm tempted to take a vacation.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people just because of that.
Dude, a plane ticket to Hawaii.
That's the definition of that. Well, actually, I don't think that.
We can go to Florida. No, nobody gives a shit in Florida.
So that wasn't the point. The point is there's nowhere to go with. The point is that the COVID is everywhere. But I was going to point out that I don't think they have it in Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's hit the. Has it hit the Arabian countries at all? The Middle East? I haven't heard about it. My friend, you talk about. The girl with the
and they were like, oh, can I get these other kids actors? And they were
and it was like, he's only there for like a week. And it's like after 6 extra days, so you get expensive. Like, fuck. It's gold with a certain amount of money to somewhere. But, apparently they just been taking the temperature before you get off the plane. It's just feel kind of risky because, like, according to what you said, the goal is, sometimes you don't even have symptoms. You don't have the symptoms before it actually hits you.
Yeah.
But there's what was that in that say about some kids are having a coronavirus-free party, and some fucking kid at the party got coronavirus? I don't know if you guys heard about that. Oh, was that the dude who was
there's a few situations like that.
Yeah, I read an article about a guy who
like specifically was like he was I can't remember his full name, but the quirk about the group is that they were just like song MAGA. Before he was like a young MAGA, like 16 or early college kid, and he was all like, let's get together and rebel into the whole group. And not rebellion. The idea was that he had read an article about how parents used to get together back in the day and have chickenpox parties. Yeah. So that there's this is the way chickenpox works. Yeah, pretty fun. Yeah. Oh, you want to? So it's the way chickenpox. It's supposed to work is that if you pass it as a child, you build up many things after their stock. But if you never pass it as a child and you did it as an adult, it's called shingles, that really got you on. Right? Yeah. I mean, it messes with your nervous system, all that. So, the parents back in the at one point were like, let's have a chickenpox party so our kids can catch it so that they won't get it in there later on in age to avoid those severe symptoms. And this fool thought that because it works with chickenpox, why don't we all just get together and touch the virus so we can build an immunity to it? I'm like, they're not the same. You know, one of the cases was the Darwin Award is waiting after. I thought it was only
construction companies and we actually have concrete police contract too. So and that was very essential. And now they're
parents and like, you know,
they're seeing it.
I'd rather not.
For businesses in it.
Somewhere in Southern California. You went to vacation over in Florida. Disney World. I guess the cottage there, you know, all over the world there.
The wording that they said that this is alone with all the it's only 2 days. And they're planning on doing
the same size. I think that's what you guys can do. It's a one dude and you have pneumonia-like symptoms, and then in a few days you're out. God, 35 years old, it's like close to our age.
That's me.
You know what's crazy, dude? I realized what day it is, like what the date is right now. My birthday is coming up, man. And I had all that argument. My birthday was, you know, I mean, whatever. I respect that I don't still do some of the things I want to do. So when I start to feel like I start to think like I'm around family, you know, I'm around family, I can still do this with you guys. I could still, you know, I'm keeping in contact with old friends, whatever, over the phone. It's actually, you know, when you don't think about the coronavirus and you don't go out as much, it feels like we're in holiday right now. Like, you know, with the family, we had tamales yesterday, we had mole today, you know. It kind of feels
that's actually been one of the things I'm grateful for, is that I live with 9 people, I think, and so I haven't been lonely, and I imagine that, you know, some of our, if you live alone, if you live with one roommate, or even if you just live like with your partner, like, yeah, I could imagine that after a while you need something different, and you know,
and you need your space, man.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky to have a room, but
no. Yeah. No, but like today, going on a walk and just being alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy, you know, I've been with my brother and I'm around him for whatever he needs, you know, whatever. And it's been good, you know, because, you know, what's funny is the second and third week of my brother being in the hospital, he told me, as soon as I get out of here, take the restaurant. I was like, you got it. Like, you know, we were planning on going to eat at a restaurant right after we left the hospital, and it was like, you know, I remember telling him that the first thing we're gonna do, like right after I pick you up, we get in the restaurant. The day I picked him up, I'm like, oh dude, it's like fucking empty. Dude, like you see, like it was funny because I guess it was like 28 days later or 28 days later, where he went into the hospital and the world was going through. Then he came out and like the whole shit looks like
Yeah, What's crazy is how quickly, like...
Imagine being in a coma and waking up to this shit.
Yeah, like...
Oh, you mean like 28 days later? Or The Walking Dead?
Yeah, like
history.
yeah, it's like that meme I sent you guys where it's like, you know, for a truly immersive experience, watch Infinity War, and after a snap, go for a drive. It really enhances the experience in a way the producers never foreseen.
Well, no, you gotta watch Infinity War and like the first quarter of Endgame. Because that really shows you what life is like after.
But what's crazy is just like how quickly things have changed. Because like as you guys know, I do those man on the street videos with Iman, the comedian Iman Dismore, and we did like right before the quarantine happened. We did some man on the street interviews in like San Francisco, like talking about like asking people on the street like if they're afraid of the coronavirus, is Tom Hanks gonna die, you know, things like that. And it was crazy because like it was deserted. Like we got street parking at Fisherman's Wharf. And like the people that were out on the street, they didn't give a fuck. There are so many people we were interviewing who was just like, it's a hoax, it's not real, stop believing the news.
You know what that reminds me of? But I read about it. And it's, you know, you guys remember Bird Box?
Yeah, that's that movie with the chick from Speed.
Yeah, there's some sort of the idea of Bird Box is there's some sort of like supernatural entity or extra-dimensional entity that they never show, but supposedly the people who look at it, they go mad and turn suicidal. So people are huddling into their homes and not going out in the public because they're afraid of looking upon it. However, there are a class of people who are not affected by looking at but they're not really to kill themselves. Psychopaths see it and think it's a beautiful thing. And so they this convention where they're running around like robbing some people who are, you know, trying to hide their eyes from the sight of this creature that's like floating around on mission things everywhere. And like, you know, they're also forcing people to look outside so they can see the quote-unquote Jesus. Because they're crazy is the idea, and that's why they perceive this thing differently. That's kind of what that reminds me of there. So like, it's like, I'm like, it's gonna be easier. That's this is one of the like the ones of are
I have a lot of money, but I'm not crazy when it comes to money.
Well, what do you want to say, Waver? Say it again.
People who think it's hope. I mean, not that I don't think it's hope. People are dying. But like I do think some of the shit stuff going on that's like, I don't know how and that's like, I want to do concept. It's 9/11. You guys don't do 9/11. There's a lot of bad shit that is getting into the year. So regardless of this vehicle down, that's what I'm afraid of. Like the Patriot Act.
Kind of already done it.
Yeah, like the Patriot Act. I think that's what I was going to say. Imagine what somebody did. I don't know, but I'm thinking about that. But you know what? This is what I'll say. This is a bigger than something so tiny. I mean, a virus. It's not tiny, but something as simple as virus that I'm going to come here with powers. There are two kinds of outcomes that could come from it. Right? There are two different sorts of results.
I'm tired.
You're gonna have.
I'm high as fuck. I'm sorry.
No, what I'm gonna say is, you're gonna have people who are going to probably present some sort of Patriot Act-like bill that services the powers of that services the powers of whoever is trying to gain from whatever, right, for those ends. And then you're going to have, and then what we hope comes out of it. But, and like I said earlier in the podcast, was the revelation that, hey, these essential workers, maybe you should pay them living wages. The ones that don't already earn that. The second thing I would say, too, is we probably need to beef up our healthcare system a little bit. Because some of the other, you know what I mean? Like, maybe this could be the shot in the arm we need to make certain changes. You know, like, for the betterment of the nation, not necessarily. But realistically, there's always going to be people who are going to come in and try to take a little bit more control or put some more restrictions under the guise of safety. You know what I mean? But it's not really about safety. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like with the Patriot Act, yeah, I mean, you could justify and say, we need to be able to see who's planning what, and this is the way to do it. But then you always have the danger of that sort of invasive spying, which is basically what the Patriot Act allows. And they're probably listening to this phone conversation right now. Hi, Feds, how you doing?
I mean, if not, they'll listen to it when it drops on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts.
Exactly. You know, we're dangerous everywhere you get down with it. But what I'm getting to here is that, like, you know, there's always that opportunity when a law like that passes that they could abuse it. You know what I mean? To access the rights of citizens to privacy, like, you know, Snowden. You know, I mean, in my opinion, Patriot in a sense, because he was like, hey, guys, this is happening. They're looking at you in your living room while you're pleasuring yourselves on the camera. So, you know, I mean, you know, it's unfortunate that he felt that he had to flee the country. It is also unfortunate that he might have been taken advantage of by Russia, and they might have taken that vital information that could have been sensitive to our nation's needs. Like, who knows what they collected, what Snowden had on that disk. You know what I'm saying? And they could have just been like, we'll make it so your country won't kill you as a traitor, but at the same time, we're using this information. You know, but anyway, going back to what you said earlier about me having time to write and be creative, what happens? Like, sometimes when we start breakfast, we'll start breakfast at, like, because they get up late, we'll start breakfast at, like, 11, right? But because they take their time.
Good, I'm not the only one.
Well, so because they take their time to eat and what have you, I'm not done with, you know, I haven't even started washing dishes till maybe 1 o'clock. And sometimes I'm done with all the kitchen stuff by 2 or 3. And then Grandma and I are reading the Bible for a couple of hours until she takes a nap. So I'm done with all that, maybe 4, maybe 5 o'clock. But guess what? Dinner time is at about 6 or 7. So and the first thing I want to do after doing all that is decompress a little. I want to relax. Maybe, you know, go on YouTube for a little while, maybe do a little bit of reading. Like, I'm not really in the space to sit down and zone out the way I need to in order to write. So by the time I get into that space, it's time for me to fix dinner and do all of that all over again. Not to mention the chores I already mentioned. So I haven't really had the opportunity like I thought I did to write. And then I have to figure something out because we're starting the long-distance learning and with school that I work at. So I'm going to have to figure out where to make space with everything that I'm doing for my grandparents at home now with work. So it's like I'm probably just going to end up those 2 or 3 hours that I have to myself, give or take, when they're ready to eat.
And you don't want to force it either. So that's why I say shit away. I don't want to force it. Like, I was writing a skit that me and what's his name, Jesus talked about for that to make, and we came up with the idea, and I started to write it, and I was like, cool, I have time. But then I don't know, I was starting to write it, and then I had to
putting it away, and like, like I feel like I was just writing shit just to write it. And I wasn't feeling inspired. And one of the things I get inspired is doing everyday shit. Doing everyday shit inspires me to write. And I'm not saying, I guess it's just my mindset at the time, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, you don't want to. No, I totally do. But to the credit of that, Phil and I had gone to, one of the last, the other Comic Con. The one they had at the Moscone Center and moved out to close to LA. Yeah, WonderCon. One of the last WonderCons they had, we were sitting in a writer's panel, and they said, for the average person that comes up to us, the fan, says, we want to write comics, He said, you know what, for you guys, not writing, you folks who have your regular 9 to 5, it just means you're going to walk the dog instead of write, or you're going to play this instead of write. But for us, if we don't write, and it's a missed opportunity to engage in creativity. But for us, if we don't write, we don't. Yeah. No. So there is something to be said that when you're already kind of working and you're expending your energy in, and as we already established, this is sort of emotional work as well. It's draining. So by the time I'm done with the morning routine, around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I'm just like, I just want to, I'm going to watch the wrestling right now. I'm going to watch, I haven't finished up the Game of Thrones season 7. I'm going to watch a little bit of that, or I'm going to go and cruise through Facebook, or just kind of take a breather. And then before I know it, I'm working again. You know what I mean? And that's if I'm not also spending time not in the bathroom floor and all that. It's just I have a moment to myself. Or I'll call a friend, you know what I mean? And be like, I'll call you, or I'll call Phil, or I'll call Isaac to see how people are doing, and maybe, kind of vent a little bit and be like, man, I think it's kind of rough today. Or, hey, how are you doing today? You know what I mean? Hey, I want to ask you that real quick. Have you guys, okay, we talked about the studio. Are you still there, Phil?
Yeah, still here.
Yeah. Have you guys taken this, has it been hard? There's a moment that it's been hard for you guys? I know we talked about working, but have you guys had hard days dealing with the kids? I'm not gonna lie. There's some days that feel kind of difficult, and I'm talking to them regularly. I'm kind of hating out of this. Like I said, I've been working. This is a huge thing to do right now. I know there's a lot of afraid,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had. Oh yeah, I'm having the best time of my life. That's the main thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of stressing over paying bills and so that's a thing. But but there's a. I mean, I was barely scraping by beforehand, and now I got no gigs, no side gigs, so that sucks. But I mean, there's, I'm thinking of I think this was in the Bible where they said, no amount of money can buy a second of time. So I'm just enjoying all this time I have to learn and learn new skills and do all these things I've been meaning to do, because I ain't gonna have this time again.
That was awesome. Yeah. What about you guys, Father? How's it been? I know you're thing ended, but you have a daughter. How does that feel with a daughter?
Well, that's the thing that kind of keeps me going. I don't know if I already said this. I thought about it a couple of days ago. Oh yeah, I did say it. If I die, that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. I'm not
well, that's why I asked.
I'm hoping that she's happy. It's tough because you don't have those options. I can't go out and play soccer. I can't do a lot of stuff that I enjoy, and so I'm a lot more. It's easier to get irritated, and your fucking kid doesn't give a shit. Your kid gets in the face when she wants how she wants, and so I did find myself being a little bit mean time. And these last couple of days that I've started to get a routine, it's helping a lot. But that's been one of the tough things.
Oh no, sorry. Hey, well, I just wanted to like, I was living through this, and I just thought about this. I don't know why, but like, I've never experienced this in my lifetime. I don't know if you guys have, but I've never experienced something like this ever.
No. Nobody has. I mean, I guess nobody has. People who experienced the Ebola outbreak and the SARS and the SARS, they probably did. But in terms of the whole planet, no, especially not, the developed world. But I do want to say that financially, it's been, I'm lucky that I don't have to pay bills. But it's been tough because the only day that I work is on Sundays, and that was the first thing that canceled before we even went into shelter in place. The guy I work with, he canceled the league, and that was it. Like, I no more money coming in, and that's kind of tough. The other thing is that when I was a tween, I was actually like diagnosed with depression, and I was a little bit emotionally unstable.
No way.
And and so I kind of, as I get older, I learn how to cope with it. It doesn't like it ever went away. But now that I'm in this situation, it feels like a lot of those demons are coming back.
Oh shit.
And so that's kind of tough. I don't have any friends to call. I've been a pretty bad friend to the point where I don't have any friends to call.
Well, I mean, you can always call one of us. Like, I know.
Yeah, I mean, we've only been peer pressuring you to come back to work for what, 6 months now?
I have this like crush where I'm like, I don't want to bother people, but
Dude, we're not doing shit.
I know, right? Nobody is.
I'm a bit interested. Yeah, well, he's busy, but I'm sure if you text him when he gets free, he can call you if he's the one you want to talk to. Whatever, you can call him. Oh yeah, no, definitely. That goes for all of them. Like, fucking reach us out to us, man. Because you know what, this is affecting a lot of people, dude. Like, it's doing something that like there's gonna be a lot of suicide to this shit. That's a lot of domestic abuse. A lot of domestic abuse, a lot of fucking, a lot of shit. We're lucky we got people around, Phil's got Teresa, Fucky's got his grandparents, I got my family, you got your family too, but this shit's still gonna affect us. We're still gonna feel the fucking...
Yeah, like you're not a burden, you're not bothering anybody. You can say stuff in that group chat, you don't have to
honestly,
look at shit. You can
for real, dude. Fucking create a film or something, motherfucker.
All right. I'm gonna start spamming you guys.
Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna fuck. We're friends.
No, but
that goes to all of that. You guys ever want to call me anything or whatever? Like even if you do this what you guys the fucking podcast, and it's that's one of the things I want to tell whoever's listening, like fucking pick up my friends, because you would never, and I would never, I don't know, because I know you have a comment, I would never know that you had something for,
I thought it was pretty obvious listening to his comedy, but okay.
Every time I get
comedy, and JD was like, comedy comes from source of pain.
Yeah. But I mean, you listen to like Jasper Set, and you're just like, that's a man with some demons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You good job of hiding something quick.
That's the point, right?
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys, though, what's the best thing that came out of this shit for you guys? I'll go last. I just want to...
hold on. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things before we change. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm writing shit down because, I never talked, so I'm like, I'm actually enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, you're home, fucker.
Right. So one of the things that has been scaring me a lot.
We should just do this all the time, dude.
Well, I'm concerned that the audio won't be as good, but one of the things that worries me is how the economy will be once we get out of it. Yeah, somebody who I have no work experience. I do have a lot of skills, but most of them are not great for hiring.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
we're gonna have we're gonna have thousands upon thousands of people who have to get used to wearing pants and bras again. I mean, it's gonna be a huge adjustment period.
You know what? Hey, but you know what? For shit. You know what? There's gonna be so much need for shit that it's gonna be easier to get a job, dude. Even if it's something as simple as working at a grocery store, whatever. And it's gonna be a better time to work minimum wage if we really keep pushing the things we're working with.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you know what?
I'm not as
You got to think about all of the, okay, so I don't know if I highlighted this earlier, but as far as what they're doing with the stimulus package, I am 100% behind, aiding the smaller mom and pop businesses. I think with the bigger corporations like Nike and stuff like that, the party that's in charge, the Republican Party, their core basis of value is the importance of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and the free market economy. And part of the free market economy is that the economy is really forming. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? I think we lost communication. That stands against their core value. My thing is, let Nike fall so that left-handed, right-handed, barehanded can rise up with their clothing and shit. You know what I mean? You say you believe in the individual's ability to succeed because this is America. Well, then let the big companies fall where they may, and let the individual rise where they can. And to me, they're not going to fall. Well, my point is that, but you didn't hear what I said. I said, they're doing the corporate bailout to save these major companies. My thing is, don't give them diddly squat, huh? Yeah, sure. That's my thing. Don't give them diddly squat, because that goes against what you claim to believe in, conservatives. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Claim to believe in, they're all full of shit. That's what being one party is for this, and the other party, they're all full of shit, man. They're supposed to be whatever. Dude, so for the buck is the fucking we're gonna be. It's funny because what is that gonna be monthly during this shit? Is that gonna be whatever?
No, it's a one-time thing. We ain't getting Mark. It's a one-time thing.
Okay, when did you start? Like in the middle of March? 2 weeks already. Yeah, and then it's gonna go. They're thinking past May, maybe longer. So $1 for fucking all that time that we lost. That's a slap in the face, man. And it's our fucking money. It's our money.
And then I think another detail that was in that stimulus package was that the help for small businesses was only through loans, whereas the help for corporations.
But here's the thing about
them, right?
But here's the thing about that. There's a caveat in the language that says that for the small businesses that are getting the loans will be completely forgiven as long as the small businesses promise to keep their employees paid. So it's better than, you know what I mean? It's not a situation where they're like, you absolutely have to pay this back. They're like, no. You need to thing with this loan. You don't have to worry about it. So, that could save a lot of jobs. And I agree with that. But for Mickey D's, I'm like, there's so many. What I was going to say, too, in particular for Thor and I, is that this economy may be such that the small mom and pop businesses are probably going to be crazy at marketing that IOP video commercials to provide them because they're trying to claw back from desperate situations.
I like the way you think. So, listeners, if you need commercial work done, if you need marketing and any kind of video production, check out IOPvideo.com. We'll make your shit look pretty.
There's going to be a lot of people to go out. I think there's going to be for once a year, I think it's going to be comedy shows and stuff. I noticed we have a little bit more divers here and there, a bit more eyes. I saw more live.
No wonder that they're alive to like hit up some of our whatever followers who are former guests. For example, I went on live with Marco from Morgan, because the last thing, I don't know if you remember the last how she was, but the last thing I did before we started was to go out. Before June.
Yeah, the Yoshi's, yeah.
Yeah, that was like 5 days ago. Last time I did Hyper Mobile, and that day, I was able to find parking like a block away from Jacqueline Square. Usually, I have to walk half hour before my pictures to get an Uber. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I did. This whole thing started. I'm not my phone.
I remember one time, this one day that I was a chicken here. I just let him run.
Yeah.
You know, and so that show.
Yeah, because they killed it. That was a huge show. They absolutely killed it. So.
I said my real Instagram.
Shout out to the house, you know. Yeah. Sold out to the man. Maybe someone wanted to ask, so we actually talked about this podcast.
I don't know which one but I know he saw it, and he left the session.
That's one of the ones that I just want to do. Now,
yeah.
I'm a chick.
Higher episode.
And you know what? We probably will.
I'm gonna say he's cute. Sure enough, he fell for it.
Oh yeah, no.
Here's something I don't recommend, which is what I've been doing. I've been consuming a lot of history. Yeah, I get familiar with what's going on, and it's fucking stressful. I don't recommend it.
Have you been studying the Spanish flu of 1918? I mean,
yes.
I figured, yeah.
A little bit of the Black Plague and other influences. I've looked a little bit at the Great Depression, just to kind of, because like the news, the media is lying. It has its own agenda. It's backed by a bunch of billionaires. They're not looking out for us, but at the same time, it's the only place to get to know what's going on currently. And so I'm real quick.
Well, I want to you specifically. Have you watched Spanish? I wanted to ask.
Yeah,
I know it's a big fucking difference with Spanish and English. I just wanted to ask you.
What did you notice?
In real life from within their home.
Scary as the regular for the American media makes it be. I think the Spanish is even scary. They make it scary.
Well, that's the thing. It's that they're looking out for us. They're telling you stuff that's going on. Did you see the fucking special in Ecuador? What? What's going on in Ecuador?
No.
The people are dying in the houses, and there's nobody's coming to pick up the bodies, so they're keeping the bodies for days and days, and they're taking them out to the fucking front porch and burning them. Like, well, again, no one's picking up the bodies. The people are dying in their homes. There's no infrastructure. I think they're not taking them to the hospital. They don't make hospitals. So it's like your parents dying in your fucking house, and nobody comes to pick up the body because there's so many deaths going on. And so what you end up doing is you keep the body for 4 or 5 days, and then you take it out to the front, to the street, and you burn them. And I mean, you could say that they're lying, that they're making shit up, but like I know my people. Like, the government isn't looking out for them. So yeah, I believe it, and it is. Of course, it's going to be scarier what's going on in Latin America than what's going on, in the Bay Area. Honestly. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Don't consume this stuff if you want to be.
Yeah, well, I wanna ping in real quick because you mentioned looking at the Spanish flu. Check this out. My grandfather's mom was one of I want to say she's like one of 4 siblings, right? No, 5 siblings. She was the only one of the entire family that didn't catch the Spanish flu.
And this happened during, like, I guess the tail end of the epidemic. And so she cared for everyone in her family. Like, she nursed them, even though she had her nursing training. So the nickname she got was Doc. So I thought that was kind of cool, like a cool story. I looked at Grandpa, I was like, is that genetically potentially immune to this? True? No, that's not how it works. Don't test it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about how we are, where you can't have one virus, one disease that's going to wipe all of us out, because we're different enough genetically, so we're not all of us to catch it.
Yeah.
So,
some people not it, but they're not going to get into it. Like, there's one guy who's somewhere in California who got it, and he had, like, symptoms for maybe half a day, and he went completely immune to it. Another, like, using his blood, whatever, There's a lot of things like the kids don't need blood. And I forgot what they actually turned to don't need blood. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's a weird story, but when she told me that they asked her if she donates very often, they asked her to come by and donate some, she was like, yeah, okay. So when I heard that, I was kind of like, I don't know. Well, the reason I was a little bit skeptical, was because this friend of mine, it's going to sound weird, but this friend of mine, he's an older guy, and he's a gay man, and in the 80s, he said, 90s, I believe, he went to, apparently they had a bunch of mobile trailers that were doing free testing from the government during the AIDS epidemic. And he went to one of them just out of nowhere. Didn't feel anything, wasn't sick, and they did something to him to check him for it. I forgot what he said. Something including needles or whatever. And they tested him, and he tested positive for it that day. But he said he had no symptoms, didn't feel anything, whatever. And then shortly after leaving that trailer that day, he started getting certain symptoms, and then they started getting, he had HIV, but it wasn't until after that day that he had symptoms. And I know there's like this theory about how some diseases get created, there's been a lot about this because there's supposed to be Wuhan, where it came out of, there's a lab where they do biological testing. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but that was one of the which is why I'm there. There's like Resident Evil, umbrella corporate. That's what I thought when I heard about that. Because I've also been watching videos, learning about, hearing about people. I asked my friend who had it about the symptoms, and, according to him, it was like a really bad fever for like 2 or 3 days where he was intense. And the hospital he went to wouldn't get in unless he had, I looked at him tested at one of the tents. And then, he's like, if he tested positive for it, certain hospitals weren't ready for it. I haven't heard about the news, unfortunately, certain hospitals, this is just happened. They weren't ready for it, so they didn't take the test. Have you guys heard about that? Mm-hmm. Don't have listeners, I'm recording. Yeah. No, I think the thing that is brutalizing Asian Americans over the time. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And there's 2 points I'll say here. One, it's incredibly ignorant and racist. And to call it the Chinese virus, which is just as insulting, if not worse, than Ebola, because Ebola is named Ebola because it's in place in Africa where it's from. That is not the medical term for that disease. And the only reason that I'm not making a big deal about that right now is because they weren't beating up random black people. You know what I mean? It's because they didn't make it over here. But
But to call it the Chinese virus is the most, I mean, it is not just dangerous, but it is also the most ridiculously callous thing that you, because it's the result coming from. Yeah. And look at it, and I look at it this way too. Even on a logical standpoint, beyond a moral one, like a self-preservation standpoint, just because someone is Asian doesn't mean they have the virus. If that person did have the virus, you have come into close contact with someone, and if you're punching them in the face, their bodily fluids are hitting you, so you could potentially infect yourself. Or your health is hateful and potentially self-endangering if you're beating up the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know, so it just
yeah. So I was just gonna say, so the moral of the story is be safe. Don't be beating up random people. If you are, wear gloves and a mask just to be safe. But be extra safe in everything that you do. Be extra safe. But I was gonna say, it is getting pretty late. We probably should wrap. We've been going for about an hour and a half now. But we definitely should do more of these. We like, share, and subscribe, people. We'll probably do more of these during the quarantine. Before we get out of here, do people want to talk about something positive that may come out of this whole Modelo virus, as I've been calling it?
Yeah, I'll say it right now. I'm at home eating well, you know, don't get me wrong. I tell you, pick up garage door. Eating some veggies and food, you know, eating at home, doing pizza. Like, I'm crazy, bro. I'm like, good. Smoking weed, you know, it's something I heard smoking a long time ago. I don't smoke often, but now I just friends who are slowly taking up on your friends and like, I've been having a hard time sleeping, so only I guess I try to sleep for, I guess, you know, taking my head here and there again. But other than that, I've been reading and I've been watching baseball. I watched Hitman today. I watched that satellite record.
There you go.
Definitely recommend those people from Memphis. That's something positive that I've been
all right. Gasper, Joaquin, anything positive you think going to come out of this, or anything positive right now?
So, what I will say, you know, two things. One, this is, well, I'm going to start with the first thing. Here's what I've been doing that I've said positive. You already heard my hopes for how I hope this will affect the world, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say to answer JD's question and yours in a way as far as positive is that, and I'll go into more detail on these things for a later episode, but I took, for the little time that I've had myself, you know, after I get done with everything, you know, so in the middle of the afternoon or late afternoon or whatever, I have had the opportunity to rewatch Beyond the Mat. I've seen the episodes of The Dark Side of the Ring, including Kristen Rock, Parts 1 and 2, and was greatly moved. And then with the New Jack thing, I was like horrified and entertained at the same time. And I got to finish this comic book that I've been reading for the past few years called Paper Girls, and it was a beautifully bittersweet ending, and it's good, it's pretty cool. I will say that I think I've grown, the last couple of years I haven't really spent very much time with my grandparents. I think we've grown even closer than we have been recently, and this has been good for, I mean, not to say that our relationship has ever been bad, but I think that, you know what I mean, we've really gotten strong as a family, you know, like stronger than before. So I think coming out of that, it's going to be great. And then I'll finish off by saying there was a last thing that I was supposed to do, and then there's the last thing that I did before COVID shut everything down. I was supposed to take my goddaughter to the movies that Saturday, and it was, but I told her, I said, well, I'm not going to take you if it's raining, because I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I That's always been my thing. I want to take you out. And so if that happens, then we schedule the time. We'll be out of school anyway, and I don't know how this thing's going to go. And then Monday hits, and then it's like, oh, I can't. So I will say that one of the first things I want to do when quarantine is over is, oh my gosh, I mean, we communicate. I check in on her, make sure she's okay, and that kind of stuff. And she's fine, and she'll text me about what I'm doing, and that's okay. So it's good. The other thing, the last thing I did was that Monday, I went to see the movie called The Hunt, and it was a film that had gotten yanked out of theaters because it was political, social satire, and conservatives didn't get that the movie poked fun at both the left and the right, but I guess the conservatives took it as, they're the rumor was they're just bashing conservatives, and it's like that's actually not the case. Like both sides look like fools, and brilliantly so. And I'm glad I went and saw the film, and it was the theater. There was no one there, it was just that was the last thing I did. And it was pretty fun. I was set out.
All right, and Gasper, how about you? Anything positive you see coming out of this?
I've been playing some video games. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would as much because, you have this mentality that, the world's ending wherever. I'm not do I really want to spend my last days playing video games? Yeah, I do. I do. The other thing
there you go.
That I realized what is important. I'm not going to have to it's my kid and my family. I'm enjoying my time with them. I do want to say one thing. If people do listen to this, and naturally you're going to have people who are denying what's going on. Anybody who's on the fence, think about this. These things do happen. They have happened in the past. And even though it does will lie to us, there's real journalism will exist, regardless of how fascist and how corrupt a society gets. Real journalism will always be there. So there is a way to find the truth through those things. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to enjoy the time that I have.
There you go. See, honestly, I gotta say, honestly, this traffic, bro, I can get from Brentwood to Berkeley in 30 minutes. Oh my God, I love it. All you non-essential people should just stay at home, because clearly we don't need y'all just clogging up the roads for no reason, going 40 miles an hour in the left lane like a fucking idiot. Stay your ass at home. Let us essential people drive around in style.
I know, so you over there speaking like it's the Autobahn. You guys gonna watch after this? I'm gonna go in my room, and I'm gonna watch this one because I have it available on.
It's I've been honestly, yeah.
Somebody else was going to be watching it. People gonna watch it. So you see it. You on that shit.
Yeah, honestly, I want to see Knives Out. I miss Knives Out. I want to see Knives Out. I want to see Uncut Gems. I missed Uncut Gems. I want to see Uncut Gems.
I missed Uncut Gems too. I'm gonna watch those two. We should review that shit.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what Gaspar was saying. Just real quick. Here's the thing, I don't even want to say it. But if you don't believe in it, think of the people that could get sick. That's what I want to say to people. I may not get sick from it, but my parents and my uncle's family. I don't want to, I don't know. Just think about,
Yeah, no.
Be responsible.
There you go.
You don't want to get the common flu anyway. The common flu is still killing people right now. We're not safe from that.
There you go.
And this is kind of season, but anyway.
Yeah, well, it don't get any better than that. So, all right, thank you for joining us, Gasper. It's great to have you back. You're welcome anytime. Feel free to say stuff in that group chat. You can say stuff. You don't have to just look. You can
reach out, man. Reach out.
Yeah.
Sure, we will do.
Yeah, but no. So this has been The Voice Party. We're going to try and record more of these while we're in quarantine. So Take it easy, everybody. Be safe. Wear gloves and masks if you're going to beat random people up on the streets. Have a good one, everybody. We out.
Out.